invade our space, and we fall back.
Wife's gonna shit.
This is not meth.
Oh my god! Oh my goodness! Just so you all know, we didn't see that until the moment we went live.
No idea. That was unexpected to say the least.
That's fucking awesome, Dave. I love it. Thank you. Hi, everybody. Welcome. I'm Mama Atheist, and with me today, talking about Rick and Morty, I have two of my favorite people. Cripple, Dave, and MathPig. I don't know where you are. Yeah, up here somewhere.
Yeah, we're up above you.
So introduce yourselves. Whatever. Dave,
Hi, I'm Cripple. I do an annoying show most afternoons at 1 p.m. GMT, PST. Other
Which
than
is
that,
8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which sucks. But
it's a great time.
Bright and early, get everybody started first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm MathPig. I have a little tiny channel. We talk a lot of shite on it. We go through lots of stupid things and we drink and party and it's lots of fun. Come on over and hit the sub button, do all that stupid YouTube stuff.
I mean, I'm going to assume everybody watching this is already subbed to them, but if you're not, please do. Okay, so Rick and Morty. Usually I start with you guys giving your own, synopsis of, not synopsis, but how would you describe it in your own words? MathPig, you go first.
Crazy ramblings of some crazy friends. With pictures.
Well, they're family.
With pictures. It's not very family friendly.
No, it's not. But I watched it with my son, so yeah.
What is Rick and Morty? Rick and Morty is a cartoon for adults that takes things to extremes. Fucks about with it, throws it in your face, and then we all have a laugh about it.
Yes, that's good. Very good. Dave?
The ultimate nihilist, trying to find some meaning.
That's fucking perfect. Yes. Kind of stole mine a little bit, but yeah.
I don't know. Everything I think about it all comes back down to nihilism.
Yeah. In fact, my favorite part of the entire show, my favorite scene from the entire show, it doesn't have Rick in it actually. It's Morty and Summer, but it's I think the most nihilistic part because it's after they've buried their own. Rick and Morty have buried their own dead bodies, and he says to Summer, because they were watching TV, and Rick is trying to distract them, the kids, because it looks like their parents are splitting up. So they're watching interdimensional cable, and Summer finds out that she was an unwanted pregnancy and she wants to leave, and he says, we're actually not from this dimension. The Rick and Morty, are dead and they're buried out back. I ate breakfast 15 feet from my rotting corpse. And he says, nobody exists on purpose. Nobody belongs anywhere. Everybody's going to die. Let's go watch TV. I fucking love that. So, but I have quite a bit of nihilist in me. So, do you guys have any favorite scenes or anything? I guess everybody's gonna yell at me.
I am a big fan of the Vindicators. I love it that he gets absolutely and utterly messed up and he's still better than every one of them. And the Vindicators based on Saw, obviously, but I fucking love that episode.
I do like the line where he goes, you sawing us? No, I'm not sawing you. Like in Saw.
Watch out for them dodgy neutrino bombs.
How many have you done? Too many, Rick. Too many.
Yeah, you don't remember anything, Dave. Not at all.
It'll come back to him eventually. It will. It all comes back to him eventually.
It does. It does. He says he doesn't remember anything, but he remembers stuff better than me sometimes. So, a lot of the times, actually.
Remind me.
I am a big fan as well of the episode where they go into the battery. They check the battery inside the car, and it's protect Summer. Keep Summer safe.
Don't keep Summer like kinda happy.
Yeah, that's a good one. And then they go into, there's an entire world that is just supplying the energy for Rick's battery, but it keeps going. It's like an Inception almost, because there's another little world that they end up building to provide the energy for that one. And yeah, it's funny.
Worlds and worlds and worlds.
I think my favourite is is bringing down the galaxy, changing their currency. A Galactic Council. Bring it by changing their currency from being worth 1 to 0.
Redemption, Series 3, Episode 1, whatever it was called.
Rickshaw Redemption.
There you go. At Shoney's for the Szechuan sauce.
With Nathan Fillion, by the way.
I have to
the guy that was interviewing him.
The-
There's a lot of really good cameos on the show. You end up a lot of times I end up listening to them and trying to figure out who the fuck it is, and it drives me nuts till the end when they roll the credits. Like they had John Oliver on, who in the one where he has the homeless Santa that he puts the anatomy park in, and the plasma guy or whatever, he's John Oliver, the doctor that is the head of the project. And,
Yeah.
I mean, I watch John Oliver every fucking week, but I couldn't place it in my head until the end.
See, he's got a proper posh accent.
Yes, he's like somebody else we know.
The scene at the end of that series now where he loses the rag and screams and shouts, he's like, I got rid of your father, I got rid of everybody, I'm now the head of the household. 9 seasons, Ricky. 9 seasons, Rick. Szechuan sauce. That's very good.
No, it's 10.
10 seasons.
In fact, the first episode, Rick says, we're going to do 100 of these, Morty. So that's 10, because there's 10 in a season, 10 and 10. They've already tried. Although, I mean, this is something Dan Harmon does. Dan Harmon is one of the creators, Dan and Justin Roiland. He did Community, and they always said 7 seasons in a movie, although they never got to do it. But they said it throughout the series. This is what he wanted to do. I think they have paid for, I think, even 100 more episodes already of Rick and Morty, so it'll be more than 100 episodes. But the fucking issue is it takes 2 years in between seasons, and it's annoying as fuck. Even this season, they took a break for 4 months in between the middle of this. Yeah, so. Anyway.
They did that with season 1 as well, did they not? Did they not take a break between season 1
It was
halfway?
a year and a half between. I don't know how long it was between season 1 and 2, but season 2 and 3 it was a year and a half. Between season 3 and 4 it was 2 years.
But I think they actually split season 1 or season 2. This split that they're doing isn't the first time they've done it.
Yeah,
They did it with a special.
They did a special?
They did one of them when they put the special out on April the 1st. Oh, that was Rick's own season.
That's right.
I didn't come into it till halfway through series 2. I didn't know it existed.
Yeah, I didn't either. Angel and I was reticent about watching it, honestly, to be at first, because I'm not. There are a few things on Adult Swim that I like. I mean, Robot Chicken, Aqua Teen Hunger Force we watch, and I'm fine with it. But some of it's just really stupid. It's stupid for the sake of funny, but it just ends up being stupid. So I was like, nah, it's all right. I don't want to watch it. It took him a year to get me to watch it. And he finally did. And I was like, this is the fucking coolest show. Why didn't you show me this earlier? And he's like, I've been trying. So, yeah. Anyway, let's talk about the family. We have Rick, who is the grandfather to the kids, or the father to Beth.
C31. Rick C31, isn't it?
C34?
C34?
36?
Get the chat'll check. Come on, is it Rick
Yeah,
C31?
somebody figure that out. Which Rick do we follow? And then Beth is married to Jerry, and then they have 2 kids, Rick and Morty and Summer. Summer's the older one. Beth got pregnant with Summer when she was 17. She's brilliant like her father, but didn't get to go as far in life because she got pregnant so young. So that's a source of contention with Rick, who fucking hates Jerry, who is just the biggest loser in the world. Let's talk about Jerry first. How do you guys feel about Jerry? Chris Cornell is the one who voices him, by the way.
I feel a wee
Go
bit.
ahead, Dave.
He relies on people pitying him.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
That is
whole
true.
thing. You're designed to feel sorry. He's designed to feel sorry for him.
He's such he expects it, but for fuck's sake, it is wearing thin on the people who know him the most.
And saying that, if you go to the Cronenberg world, Cronenberg Jerry is big and buff and saves
Yes, he
everybody.
Yeah, when he has to step up for his family, he does it because he really does love Beth. He loves his kids, but man, is he a fucking obnoxious loser everywhere else. So,
And a coward.
really,
And a fucking coward.
and a super coward.
I mean, I did like it when they went to marriage counselling.
It's C137.
So we weren't. There was a 3 in there.
Yeah.
No one got it right.
Thank you,
No.
Spooky. Yeah. So there's that one episode where Rick and Morty get kidnapped because they're trying to get the concentrated dark matter recipe from him. So they do a simulated world, but they accidentally kidnap Jerry.
Yeah, but they didn't kidnap Morty at all, did they?
No, Morty was there too. He didn't expect
No,
it though.
it was
Rick knew
simulation.
he had been kidnapped, and Morty came in and he thought he was a computer simulation.
He
And then
was.
he probably figured out. He
No,
wasn't.
he was. He was kidnapped.
Yeah, I said he was kidnapped.
No, sorry, he was simulated.
No, he wasn't
He was.
simulated. No, trust me.
He was
Trust
kidnapped.
me.
He was.
Rick and Morty and Jerry were all there.
Yeah.
So, anyway, and then so they accidentally have Jerry there, and they're like, "Well, we're using all our computing power to try to get the recipe from Rick, and subsequently Morty as well. What do we do?" So they take it down to 5%. So everything's glitching, and everybody nothing makes any sense. It's the worst simulation program you could possibly imagine, and he still fucking falls for it because in this simulation, people like him, and he succeeds at work, and Beth wants to fuck him, and so he just believes it. He's so fucking stupid. So, I don't know. MathPig, what are your thoughts on
He's
Jerry?
very fucking needy.
Yeah.
He's super needy, but that's why he stayed in that simulated world, and that's why he was convinced by it, because his life is so fucking awful. His wife hates him, his kids hate him, his father-in-law hates him, he can't work, he's a coward, he's aware of his faults. He doesn't fucking care, he still is Jerry, but...
Well, ever since Rick moved in, he is not the man of the house anymore, it is clear.
completely demasculated.
Yeah. But I mean, he was probably pretty demasculated beforehand. His wife is a horse heart surgeon, which she always brings up with her. You're not a real heart surgeon. Like, it's so fucking mean.
It's whenever she...
It's one of my favorite lines of the show, though, because there's this guy that works with Beth, and he's afraid that she's going to leave him or cheat on him with this guy, and he says, if you cheat on me with that guy, I'm going to go into your hotel room and blow my brains out all over your naked body. It's so fucked up.
But he does turn into Cronenberg Jerry. That's the one that turns into Cronenberg Jerry and turns into the big strong buff one.
Yeah. Because, well, I mean, technically he's not Cronenberg because they're...
Yeah.
Well, it's a reference point.
But in Cronenberg
World.
Earth.
Yeah.
He's world or whatever. He is him and Summer and Beth are themselves. And that's another thing too. Rick is gone now in this situation.
Well, no, he's not, is he? This is what I thought about the situation he is, but it's showing that a Cronenberg, some people that Cronenberg themselves moved to that world. A Rick and Morty, the Cronenberg moved to that world.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they're Rick and Morty, the ones that they've been with. They leave and go to that other one. So he's no longer under that, No. He's no longer under his own Rick's thumb. So, yeah. I think that's part of the reason that he's able to step up and, go kill for his family and get all buff and shit. I think that's a big part of the reason.
Whenever he snuck along on the mission, I can't remember what episode it was, and they ended up taking him to the Jerry home for all the Jerrys.
The Jerry daycare.
Jerry daycare, yeah. With the other husband. What was the other husband called? The one guy that wasn't Jerry.
The one that Beth remarried.
Yes, Beth remarried.
Nope.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't remember his name.
It was just an of all the different types of Jerry, and they all just, oh Beth, oh yeah, we're playing with the radio, we're trying to fix the auxiliary leads, and just compounds upon compounds about how fucking stupid and useless he is. Like,
yeah, he really is. But like I said, at the end of the day, he is useless. As pathetic as pathetic. I think that would be the first word that would come to mind when I think of Jerry. It's just pathetic. But as useless and pathetic as he is, and needy and whatever the fuck, he does really love his family. He really does. So, who do you want to talk about next? And this is one of the things I like about this show, because like other shows like The Sopranos, there's a fucking million characters that you got to run down. Rick and Morty have four main characters, and that's it. I mean, there's other people in the universe that you see more than once, but for the most part, you got these four. So,
5.
What do you mean 5?
2 parents, 2 kids, and Granda.
Oh shit! Yeah. Sorry.
Man.
My bad.
Mr. Poopy Head.
Mr. Poopy Butthole.
Yeah, Mr. Poopy Butthole. And who's Birdman married to?
Birdman was married to Melissa.
Yeah, but they were only married for a few minutes before his ass got killed, so...
Yeah, but she was in multiple episodes.
They were married, she met him, then they got married, and then there was time passed before she turned, was it not?
No.
No, you're right.
They lived together for a while.
They lived together, that's what it was. They lived together before they got married.
Yeah.
Because Morty, he rescued Morty when Morty was trying to escape from the
Show me what you've got! Yeah. With Ice-T.
I love that episode.
Everybody knows Get Swifty. Get Swifty really did just... It made...
Angel has an entire album of Rick and Morty songs.
What annoys me is I can never remember what the other song is.
There was the other one they did in that episode?
Yeah, that they won with.
Yeah, I can't either.
Who cares?
Get Swifty is the cool one.
Yeah.
That saved them anyway, so... okay, how about let's talk about Summer, who is voiced by Kelsey Grammer's daughter, Spencer Grammer. Sorry, go ahead, Dave.
She is gonna be Rick.
Yeah,
she's gonna be.
She is Beth, who is Rick.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, sure. Look at what Beth had when she grew up. She was an evil, fucking vindictive, evil little bitch. With her little knife that stabbed people in her imaginary world. And what was that mean?
Stab people now?
She has the ability to step up and be a strong, angry woman if she has to be. And she's kind of a cunt, but she is a teenage girl, so I mean I think that's part of it, but she is brilliant like her mother and her grandfather. She is not her father. I think both kids resemble one of their parents. And Morty is clearly Jerry.
You don't think Morty's going to turn out to be smart?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't think Morty's... I mean, there's a conspiracy that Morty's going to turn out to be Rick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Morty has smarts. He does. He's underestimated, and Rick puts him...
He's compassionate. I think the whole point is he's the pathetic, compassionate sidekick that everyone gets. He's the Doctor Who companion.
Could Summer have deactivated the neutron bomb?
Ultimately, yes. The only reason that Mort can is because it keeps happening.
Well, there is that thing that when they're in that restaurant where they're eating the telephone bread or whatever, and Rick explains that he keeps Morty around because he's so stupid, the opposite brainwave pattern that protects him from the other Ricks finding him.
Not the other Ricks.
Not the other Ricks. You need a collection of Mortys to stop the other Ricks
That's
finding
why
you.
that episode with all of them together over a dome that could be done with half a dozen Ricks and a couple of car batteries.
Yes, but he took it to the extremes and used like 100.
It takes one Morty to hide him from everyone else, other than the Rick, or other than other Ricks.
Okay.
Other Rick takes more.
You need 6 minimum.
But yeah, my question is this: is that real, or is he just telling that to Morty to be an asshole?
See, as I was going to say to you, it could all be an illusion.
No, I think it's real that his brainwaves cancel out Rick's.
But not because he's stupid.
But not necessarily because he's stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also the reasoning for him always having him around, or do you think he wants to have him around because he loves them? Because he clearly does.
No, I think that's the reason he wants him around.
Yeah.
You do? It's not because he loves him?
I think in general, I think C-137 is more affectionate for him and his family than it is said about the other Ricks.
Yeah, they don't care. They can chop and change them at the Rictorium or whatever the fuck it is.
This is the problem. When we talk about him being the ultimate nihilist, I actually think that our Rick is nicer. I think he struggles with the fact that he's nicer.
Yeah.
So you're saying that... Sorry, Mom.
He doesn't like it when he has to stop doing what he's doing to save the people in his family. Like when they end up on that tiny little world where they fly the pigs and they get the bacon and hunt the pigs to extinction in one day because the world is so tiny.
Thanks.
Yeah. And Rick hears them talk about how this is how he ends up in jail, right? The first time.
Series 2, end of Series 2.
Yeah. Just he gives himself up pretty much, and knows he's going to intergalactic fucking jail.
But was that not intentional?
Yeah.
Was that for his family or was that down the government?
That's the thing, though, because when at the season end, when he does this, you think, oh, he loves his family, and then, Rick is always fucking 30 paces ahead of everybody. He knows the moves that are coming, and he knows what he's going to do. So, yeah, that's true. I get it. But he does love his family. He stays Morty when he doesn't have to. Even though that might also be partially because Beth would kill him if he let anything happen.
He admitted to curing in that episode where they got the toxicity taken out of them, and the toxicity.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
He admitted that he cured.
Because he thinks it is a weakness.
Yeah.
So the toxicity machine removed it, and he knew that he didn't care, so he could do it. So he not only does he know that he cares, he knows that he doesn't want to.
Yeah, he wants it, but the thing is, having your toxicity removed from yourself ends up fucking everything up anyway. So,
Out of it, they can fly.
How did we get to here talking about summer? So somebody tell me more about summer.
Tell me more about summer.
Well, she's always there to save them. The new version of Intergalactic Cable with the memories. She's like, oh, it's a season.
Morty's mind blowers.
Yeah, Morty's mind blowers. Is it a what was it? Sequence 2? Oh no, it's a phase 4 or something or whatever it was.
I mean, Rick obviously trusts her.
Yeah.
Rick knows that she's smart. Rick knows that she's way smarter than Morty. That's for sure.
That might be why he doesn't want her around. So it might be why he doesn't want Beth around.
But that's my question. Why pick, other than this brainwave thing, you've got one of your grandkids who's not only older than Morty, so probably more, could do more, but is also a million times smarter than him. And it's clear.
See, that
unlikely what they're told.
What?
It's unlikely to do what they're told.
Yeah, but regardless of that, whenever she goes on missions with them, she kicks ass.
She's also a constant reminder of Beth.
She wouldn't cover her boobs up. He needed to make a machine, and he had to do it one-handed because she wouldn't put a fucking top on.
But don't forget when they got all pumped up to get revenge on the devil, and that was pretty cool. Like they bonded in that episode.
Yes.
You know, 'cause they worked for a while to get their revenge, but then it's just over. Like when they're together, they work together. Other than the boob thing, you know, she steps up big time, whereas he's always having to save Morty because Morty's kind of a fuckwit.
Makes him feel comfortable though as well, having, you know, Morty around, being a fuckwit, and then having Beth, or Summer, who's so strong and independent. She's also a reminder of Beth that he walked out on.
I don't think he could have persuaded Summer to shove the seeds up her ass.
No.
No.
I don't think in a million years Summer would have agreed to that, and Morty did.
Because you're right, Morty is, you know, and if you watch the very first episode, when Rick comes drunkenly stumbles into Morty's room, and he has stuff on his wall about baseball or whatever, and then there's a couple episodes later, because this is like shortly after Rick had moved in, Rick's influence has kind of shown in Morty, because if you look at the decor in Morty's bedroom now, there's stuff about science on his walls. Like he clearly looks up to his grandfather. He clearly loves having him in his life, and he's going to do anything for him.
He's also
Do you think? Oh, I could keep it totally away from Summer. Do you think that the Rick in the Shoney's simulation is the real Rick from the past?
The story, no.
Story, the origin story.
No.
Do you think any truth? Do you think because he was nice there, he loved his wife, he loved his kid?
No, I actually do. And I think because that's why he left. Because he was so heartbroken about what happened with his wife.
But we know that's a fake origin story. I'm losing my mono breath. We know that's a fake origin story because it makes very clear you can't change memories.
Okay.
You can completely fabricate everything, but you can't change what's real.
But it's still clear that he was hurt by losing his wife, regardless of what the origin story was, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, and that's why he saw his wife in Beth as well, even though Beth is mostly him, and that was too hard for him. And that's why he left. And he's been gone for a long time. Although, see, that's the thing too, though, is in other memories that he has memories of baby Morty.
There's a picture of baby Morty in Birdman's house.
Is there? I didn't know that. Huh.
Yes. I wouldn't be surprised if Beth's mother, if his wife, is alive.
Really? That would be interesting.
Considering how much
Would you not leave Rick?
Yeah, probably. I mean, no, I mean, I don't. The science thing, like, I would let a lot slide for that kind of level of science.
For portal technology, you will put up with anything.
Yes, and someone who can make their own drugs, like that's kind of fun too, I guess. But no, I think you're right. He's definitely not. I think he's done. You know how him and Morty came into a new world when they Cronenberg the last one. I think he's done that before. He's not this Rick from this dimension. But does it really matter?
So I want to know what dimension we're in now.
Yeah.
We can't be at C-137. Or are we at C-137 and they're actually from somewhere else?
Yeah. And Morty that means Morty's not from the C-137
Yeah,
world
that's
either.
what I was going to ask. Is the Morty that we see from C-137?
No, he's not.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Just to screw with matters, do we have the right Jerry?
From the fucking daycare.
For that world, yes.
From the daycare, though, we could.
What about from the daycare?
Yeah, who had the right ticket?
Oh, that's right. Huh. I don't know.
Here,
It's very
and you know, if we're going to
possible.
do that, is Beth actually a clone?
Yes.
No, she's not. Because the timeline doesn't work. Because she ends up, having the discussion with Rick. And for anybody who doesn't know, at the end of season 3, Rick asks Beth if she wants him to clone her so she can go off on adventures, but still have herself to take care of her family. And
soaps in the same ironic fashion.
yeah, but in the amount of time, because she ends up making dinner, and it's right before you have to watch the episode. Pay attention to the time. You know that it takes something like 6 or 12 hours to clone, and it's not enough time for her to come in and be the clone. So she's not a clone. Angel and I figured this shit out.
You don't think he already had a clone prepared?
No, I don't.
So.
Because I think she would. No.
He has
no,
the Phoenix Project, and he only closed it down in our universe. But wasn't it called the Phoenix Project? We had multiple clones of himself.
We know that the Phoenix Project
He has clones of himself. Yeah, he's got clones of himself in almost all the universes. That's how he was able, when he died.
Except for the one that he's in now, because he destroyed it after Tiny Rick.
Yeah. But yeah.
A lot of the other worlds that keep the cloning technology are all Nazi worlds.
That was so funny. Except for the gross bug. Who was it? What was the last one that
Yeah, they were like,
it was praying mantises, right?
Something like that.
Yeah. And he's like, he keeps jumping into like Nazi-esque worlds, and he's like, okay, fuck it, and just kills himself and goes on to the next one, and it's still another one until he gets into a body of a Rick praying mantis where he has to eat other mantises at the table. It's gross.
The teacher was
so
a grub.
Like, fuck it, I don't care.
The
You're
teacher
not
was a
Nazis.
grub. Yeah.
Oh, grub. That's right. So, okay, let's talk about. Well, I guess we can finish the characters. So that's Summer, Jerry. Let's talk about Morty now. Tell me your thoughts on Morty, Dave.
I think he is your idiot sidekick. I don't think there's much more depth to him than that, really.
I was almost about to say is the angel, but that was a joke. Not an idiot. He's kind of my sidekick, though. But
do you use him as a narrative device to tell everyone else what's going on?
kind of sometimes. We talk about him. So. MathPig.
Yeah, as Dave says, he's the comic relief sidekick that Rick does need. You know, Rick couldn't probably do all of this on his own. There's the episode before where they went to get their toxicity taken out, where they'd been going flat out for 7 days, and then they just break down in the car. I didn't know what was going on. He couldn't do half of the things that he does without Morty.
And Morty has really simple needs. Like the sex robot that he impregnated,
Yep.
that chick that he's in love with, Jessica. Like he's what, like 12? Which is weird because like he's learning 2 + 2 in his math class, but he's 12, whatever. But yeah, he just has the sexual drive of a teenage boy, and that's pretty much
to the conversations of the teenage girls.
yeah. I'm not saying it's much different, but you know, he thinks about it a lot. In fact, he has Rick invent this love potion for Jessica that ends up Cronenberging the entire world, and that's why they have to go to a different dimension and bury their dead bodies. Like, you don't expect that. It's such a little thing of being, it's a love potion for,
It's one of those things where you get the difference between British comedy and American comedy. In a British comedy, he would never have said under his breath, unless she's got the flu.
You think so?
Because that gives away the whole episode.
All right, are you really fucking with me right now? Like, you're just shitting all over an American comedy that you know you fucking love.
I know I absolutely adore it, but it's one of those things. British comedy tends to expects you to work stuff out later on your own, whereas American comedy gives it to you.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but I don't think it's so prevalent in Rick and Morty.
No, it's
That
not.
was a little bit.
It's not that prevalent in Rick and Morty. It's just that line got me when I remember at the time, because it literally the entire episode, you knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that really was different at the end of the episode, with how it ended with them going off to another universe, and what happened to Jerry and the rest of the family.
Yeah. But it still went from one tiny thing to a huge extreme that you did not see coming. You knew some horrible shit was going to go down because he said that line, but not to that extreme, at least.
No, I think you did if you watched the season.
Well, going through the whole idea of the Cronenberg and having to jump from one planet to another, going back to Ricky or Morty's Mind Blowers, there was the one that they jumped because of the squirrels. Is that after or before the Cronenberg?
Wait, I don't remember that one.
He invented a device.
Dr. Doolittle here.
Yeah. He had a device with a satellite in his head, and the squirrels were taking over the world.
You don't know when any of the mind blowers take place.
No, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Well, whenever he jumped worlds, do you think he...
Oh, you've just screwed my head so badly.
He wouldn't have jumped worlds.
That room,
yeah, that room
has
was
to be
new.
the mind blower of the people that were already there.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. The room was already built. The room, you know, he didn't take the entire room and all his mind blowers with him.
No. There has to be a mix of before and after. Although you've got to assume their lives were relatively similar.
Well, they were pretty much, yeah, well, that's the idea, that he went looking for a world that was nearly the exact same, except that they died just soon after the Cronenberg was fixed.
Mm. This
Okay.
program no way breaks my head.
Yeah. There's a lot of that happens, though, when you try to, like, really think about, you know, who belongs where and what the timeline is exactly.
I can guarantee you that the fans think more about it than the people writing it.
Probably.
I was saying, I mean, like Spooky pointed out, there's so many videos with so many different theories and crazy things that just go down so many rabbit holes, and I've watched so many of them.
I really want Evil Rick or Evil Morty to play a prominent role.
I want Evil Morty to be someone we know.
See, I was just about to ask, since we're talking about Morty, do we talk about Evil Morty now or after? So let's just do it now.
Well, if Evil Morty, right? Think about it. If Evil Morty was the original Morty from Universe C-137, and that's why he's evil, because he got dumped.
Well, he could be a Rick in a Morty body.
That's, you know, there's a theory. There is that theory that. Well, let's first talk about how we come across Evil Morty. Tell us about that episode.
Well, I have a question first.
Okay, what?
When they come across the technology controlling the Rick, they say they've seen it before. Have we seen it before?
No.
No.
We haven't. Okay, that's all right. Just wasn't sure if I've missed it.
Or forgotten.
I mean, he obviously didn't think he was going to get caught, and he was willing to torture Mortys. Whoever he was willing to torture.
Evil Rick.
No, that's Evil Morty.
Oh no, that's Evil Morty. That's right, because he has the thing. Sorry.
He's controlling.
That was pretty gross, though, when you come in and all the Mortys are naked on the building and getting stabbed in the side because the pain masks the transmission. They can't find him that way. Yeah. But it doesn't matter because it isn't Rick. You're right.
Yeah. Well, we don't know
how much control did he...
the control works.
Yeah. Because Rick is still Rick.
Well,
is it a robot? I don't imagine it's robot control. I think it's more like AI control.
Okay. Plus, they still bring C-137 Rick in anyway, so there is the level of masking they have to do for him as well. Yeah. But it just, you know, the amount of torture and the amount of fucking Mortys that are getting tortured for this cause it's fucked up. So is that the first time we come across Evil Morty?
Yes, but not the last.
Not the last, no, because the other time is in the world that is all
The
Rick and Morty.
Rickporium, or whatever it's called.
Citadel.
Yeah, the Rick
Yeah,
Citadel.
So what is happening in that episode?
Well, our Ricks are away fucking mermaids. That's what.
Yeah. But when are we going to find out what happens about that? I want to know what happens about that.
The mermaids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a power balance in the Citadel, where the Mortys are kind of the lower totem pole.
Yes.
And Ricks have power, even though there are still Ricks that, have shitty jobs and the cookies, they're making with
Simple Rick.
Simple Rick with his memories of his family that make him sad. That's super fucked up. But there's an election, and a Morty runs, and it's all Ricks, and then a Morty runs, and everybody's like, well, what the fuck is this? Because you're a Morty, you don't belong in power. You shouldn't have any. And there are a lot of like homeless Mortys that run around because they've lost their Ricks and they have nothing because they can't do anything without their Ricks. So, but this Morty steps up and he speaks very well. He's able to manipulate everybody very well. And I think that alone speaks to him being Rick, because it's something I don't think there is a lot of manipulative capability.
Do you think he's Morty?
Yeah, you see, that's it falling back on the thing again.
Do you think that the Morty that became president, the better question is, do you think the Morty that was shot was a controlled character?
Yes.
Do you think yes? So it didn't matter. So he probably that character probably died.
Yeah, absolutely. But it didn't matter because he was being controlled by evil Morty. Because that Morty just was not a Morty, in the sense that he wasn't in control. He wasn't, like I said, Morty isn't manipulative. He isn't smart enough to be able to do the things that Morty did. So clearly he was being controlled by evil Morty, who, it like I said, it leans toward the whole Rick is evil Morty thing, I think, at least.
You see, again, with Morty could be smart. You see, that leans back to the whole Morty could be smart again. And if he had all the knowledge from C-137 original and he'd been stung. Morty could be smart. We can, expand our ideas of him and say that. But could he be that evil? If he was hurt hard enough.
Yeah. And not only if he's hurt, I think that you could. I think there are. I don't know. I think there are ways you become intelligent in the universe. We know there are. And he could keep himself hooked up on the damn seeds forever.
Yeah.
He could keep himself intelligent.
But there's an amount of time that the seeds do wear off that you.
No, you have to keep using them.
So you just keep, is he always sticking them up his ass though?
No, you just have to absorb them.
And what,
we don't know that Rick hasn't been doing that. He said that his ass is unbelievably loose and he can't do it. Maybe that's why he's smart.
It's possible. No, he would have had to have gotten to that world first to find them in order to be so. He clearly, he had to use the portal gun to get to that world to begin with.
We don't know whether the portal gun was invented by each individual Rick.
It was invented.
It could have been invented by one Rick once.
I think that's an extreme possibility. But
you're using that from the Chauncey episode, which you said was a fake backstory.
I know, this is the problem. You're completely in it.
That's so fucking hard. The shit is hard, yo. Okay.
And the worst thing is, you're aware, by the way, if that is true, if that origin story is vaguely true, they sent the bomb. The Ricks sent the bomb that killed his wife.
Yeah. Which is.
That's the thing.
But I mean, but that lends to the reasoning why this Rick fucking hates all the other Ricks so much. I mean, why does he? I mean, he other than thinking that he's smarter than them, why
He's
does
the
he hate
rickest
them?
He's
so
the
much?
rickest Rick. Yeah, that was it. He's the rickest Rick.
And it goes back saying that he has the Mortiest Morty.
Yeah, that is true too. Okay, so do you guys subscribe to the evil Morty is Rick theory or not?
No.
No.
Okay.
And if you think back to it, even Rick himself says that there is no good or evil.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, so is
That's true.
evil Morty actually evil Rick, or is he doing it for evil intentions, or what's the actual plan? It's, you know, there is no good or evil.
Yeah. No black or white, and he sees that. All right, let's move on to Beth.
Who's Beth?
Your daughter?
Oh!
So Beth, like I said before, Beth had Summer when she was 17. She did want to be something. She wanted to be a scientist.
She wanted to be a surgeon.
Heart surgeon.
She wanted to be a heart surgeon, but she had to settle for being a vet. She became a horse heart surgeon because she had to put herself through veterinary school, plus support Jerry and her child at the same time. And so Rick and Beth both kind of look at Jerry and blame him for what?
Okay. Right, here's the thing. I know that Rick says that, but Rick also has an access to the interdimensional thing. They know that he will know that the Beth would not have gone that way. I mean, Beth went on to become a surgeon, but she didn't go on to become great.
He wouldn't have known that to the interdimensional cable because it said on the news this is happening live.
No, but he would have known that was her. I would put money that he looked already. That's as in
Into
she
the
wasn't
future?
great before that. What?
You can't look into the future.
No, but you can look into infinite other dimensions.
Yeah, but it's in the same timeline. They make it very clear on this show. Like there's a box in the in Rick's, garage that says time travel stuff, but they won't touch it because they know they won't be able to explain everything and make it right. So he can't. If he wants to look and see what's happening,
But he will know. He'll be able to look now, right
Yeah.
before that episode, and see that all she is a surgeon. She's not a great scientist going off and doing the sorts of things he wanted.
But it's
that's
as
what
the
she
time passes.
wanted, though.
Yeah, it's as time passes. So if he checks when she's, 5 years after he left and she's 5, he looks over, she's 5.
Yes, but
He only found out she's a surgeon, maybe 10 years ago, 16 years ago.
yes.
But
He
that's
didn't-
what, regardless of what you say, that she's only a surgeon, that's what she wanted. That was her dream.
Yeah.
And she still
But my
ended
point
up with
is,
Jerry.
her dream.
My point is that Jerry did not ruin her dreams that much. When he wanted Beth to have options, he wanted them to be great.
Wow.
Right?
Strangely
I
enough-
totally agree with you that that's what she wanted. Well, it wasn't. Although we now know that's not what she wanted. She wanted a family. But
You also learned that her and Jerry were meant for each other, which I kind of fucking hate in the first interdimensional cable episode.
Yeah.
Because he ends up, the famous Jerry flips his shit.
I should
and then
never have
goes
left
to find
you.
her.
Oh, he's even sad over there.
I mean, it keeps them together, but at the same time, and they break up and get back together again later. But that was maybe my least favorite part of the whole series, because I hate the idea of, destiny like that, and I felt that was cheap on their part. So.
I don't think it is that cheap. I think it is cheap, but I think it's one possible alternative dimension.
Everybody wonders what would happen.
Played out. Every variation is played
No,
out.
the implication is that even when they're separated, they still belong together. That's at least how I saw it.
Yeah, I give it that.
I don't know. But there's this one part when Beth and Jerry are fighting, and she's trying to do what she wants to do because she wants to go and travel, and they're talking about it for like the 100th time, and she looks at it like he's trying to talk her out of it, and she's drinking, and she looks at him dead on and says, "Do you want me to be happy, or do you want me to be in prison?" I love that line. I'm gonna fucking kill you if you don't leave me the fuck alone. Like, even though Beth loves Jerry, she doesn't like him. Like,
No.
she doesn't. Does anybody like Jerry though?
The
I
other
think Morty
Jerry's.
quite likes Jerry.
Yeah. Well, Morty might like him, but Morty also knows he's a pathetic piece of shit. So
Yes.
he sees it. Especially in the newer episode when he develops the app with the
Oh, I'm just an intern.
don't develop an app with this alien. That's funny. He's like, we saw this coming, and I think that's because at the very start of the series, Morty, I mean, he knows that Jerry's kind of pathetic, but he still hasn't, had the replacement of Rick for as long, so he looks up to Jerry. But as the series progresses, he sees Jerry for more and more who he is. So
That's in the dystopian episode where he's pissed off that he will not move on.
yeah.
So he beats the crap out of people.
So anything else to say about Beth? I mean, other than Beth is, like you said, Rick, Beth, Summer. They're kind of a line of and you see a lot of Beth and Rick. Like, Beth is kind of an alcoholic, but she drinks a lot of wine. You see her on the floor with fucking just boxes of wine surrounding her.
She drinks straight from the box.
I've had enough.
Have you heard the song "I'm Fine"?
No, I don't think so.
It's got Beth in it, Beth singing it.
Really?
Yeah, and it's all about Beth and her life and her having a conversation with Rick and how about you have to listen to it.
Okay, I'll look that up. It sounds about right, where she's just like, I'm fine. But no, she's definitely brilliant like her father. But she is so fucking scared of losing him again, because he was absent for so much of her life. And now that he's back, she just desperately has to keep him there. So she just lets him get away with so much shit. And to be honest with you, I don't blame her. Like, if I, had the opportunity to have a relationship with my father like she has now, as little as it really is, I still would. I still let him get away with everything. The same goes like with Angel.
She has massive fears of abandonment.
Yeah, she does. And I think that's also part of the reason she's kept Jerry around too, or even fell in love with Jerry, because Jerry was never going to leave her.
He'll never leave her. Never, ever will leave her.
Yeah. So, but there's a lot of Rick in Beth. The more you look at it.
I do like when marriage counselling.
Oh,
When she goes, "I'm Jerry, I'm here," and all the receivers go, "Hi, I'm Jerry. I'm pleased to meet you."
Yeah, so that's Beth. And then lastly is Rick. So, who wants to start talking about Rick?
Rick's an arsehole.
yeah.
Oh yeah, Rick's an asshole, but
He's true to himself, though. He's a proper asshole. He's an asshole to everybody. He doesn't pick sides.
But the point is, he does care.
yes, he does.
In a really weird way. I mean, when the planet gets invaded, he could just fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
He goes and deals with it.
Yeah. Sometimes he cares for the sake of Morty, though. Like, he won't care at first, and then Morty's like, but, and he's like, oh, all right, I'll fucking do it,
He's still a twisted motherfucker, though. When it comes with intelligence and you raise yourself above to that level, he considers himself the smartest man in the universe. There's a lot of arrogance that comes with that.
There is, but he, like Dave said, he shows his love in weird ways too. Like, that episode that they go on Morty's adventure, and Morty. This is how fucked up this show is. That there's the smallest child in the show, almost gets raped by a jelly bean king.
And there's a jelly bean. There's a fucking little kid in his underwear with the jelly bean king stroking his head. Oh, for fuck's sake!
But so Morty doesn't tell Rick what happened, but he could tell because he sees the jelly bean king walk out of the bathroom.
Why does he come back and kill him?
What?
Why does he come back and kill him?
Because he fucking touched Morty.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does matter.
In the universe, Morty's never going to know. He's never going to see him again. It solves nothing.
It doesn't solve anything, but that just shows how much he cares about his family, even though Morty will never know. This is his anger that he's like, you touched my fucking grandson. You don't deserve to live, period. And I get that.
Yeah.
Because if anybody ever touched Angel, I would fucking kill myself. So it doesn't matter that Morty's never going to know. It doesn't matter that it's in another dimension. What matters is that he's like, nope, you don't deserve to live anymore. That's how much he actually cares about his family.
He also cares about his private toilet an awful fucking lot too.
I thought that episode one of the weirdest.
Yeah.
And he literally considers himself the most powerful man in the universe.
No, but the point of that episode is that he finally finds a friend.
Yeah, oh no, but I don't have a problem with finding a friend. I have a problem with the
toilet thing.
Yeah.
It's a stupid way to stumble upon this friendship. That's all. Because he doesn't. He goes 3 seasons. Oh no, he has Birdman, who's his best friend.
And Poopy Peck. And
Squanch.
Yeah.
But you see, they've all been through the wars together. Is that where Rick disappeared to when he left?
What were the wars? It was about time travel, I bet.
They don't really go into detail about like what they were fighting over, but they are comrades together, and that's what. But the thing is, the Birdman, regardless of his name, he's not very personable. He's very cold and very unfeeling, and it's just a friendship between him and anybody. You're not going to get that much out of it. They have the camaraderie because of what they went through, but there is no intimacy there as friends at all.
No.
And that's different in the later episode when he finds this guy who he at first tries to kill for using his toilet. But then he's like, oh, well, we have a lot in common. And then he often dies. And it's heartbreaking for Rick. So, because I think it's really, and Squanchy is, this fucking
crazy fucking cat.
gross. You gotta be honest with me. He sits in closets.
Was Rick always broken?
No, I don't think so. I think just he went through a lot of shit at certain times in his life. It moved on. It was one thing after another. Especially with his wife, with being able to travel into other dimensions and the shit he had to see. I think that could have affected him as well. I don't think anybody starts off broken. I don't think they would say that at all because they're not. They make it clear there are no black and whites. So he wasn't inherently broken to begin with. What do you think?
I don't know because I don't. The problem is my only image of Rick when he was normal, I don't know is real.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
If there is no time travel in this universe, it answers a lot. It solves a lot of problems.
Yes, it does.
All the Rick and Mortys on the Citadel are all the same age, or all the same.
Yeah, at this point, they really can't even if they wanted to in the future, like finally give in and do the time travel thing, they can't because you have never seen an older Morty or a younger Rick, really. other than
Well, I
flashbacks.
think you could do. I think you could do it in the past. I'd like to say. Well, that's why I just said that when you said that the wars could have been time based prior to everything that we know. But you're right. I don't think we can have time travel within the time that we have been watching the series.
Yeah.
So the point at which he comes back into Beth's life to now.
Yeah. And I just think time travel is cheap. It doesn't work. And there's too many issues. And I don't think Royland and Harmon would go that direction. I really don't. I think the box of time travel shit is just a way of saying, we know you want us to do this, but fuck off.
Yeah.
Did any of the other ones they've done had time travel?
No. MathPig?
He died.
I'm here.
So, anything to say on Rick?
No, I think we pretty much covered everything. Like, you know, he does love his family. He is a nihilistic bastard. At the end of the day, I think that if without his family, he would probably run away and maybe kill himself. If he didn't have Morty and didn't have these things, as you say, the things that he's seen, you know, the talking cat, the things that he's seen that made the cat talk and where she came from, they can mess someone's mind up. And without having the family there, as evil and as, well, not as evil, but as a loner and as nihilistic as he is, he would be nothing without his family.
Well, he has that saying, "Wubba lubba dub dub," which translated means "I'm in pain, please help me."
Yeah.
So it's hilarious, but it's also depressing, and I get that. Like, I understand the nihilism of it, and his, like you said, if he didn't have his family, he would not have a problem with just fucking blowing his brains out. He wouldn't.
Well, he's tried to kill himself.
Yeah, and he's just
genuine attempts.
You have the one episode where he builds that laser thing and he has this sticking to his head and then he just like drops it down right before it shoots off. Yeah.
And he's tried to, and I think he's tried to blow himself up with neutrino bombs.
Yeah, that one neutrino bomb that he left in the car and just like, or in the ship and just passed out too. I think that might have been a little bit of but even though Morty was there, so maybe not, but yeah.
I mean, do you think he thought he was going to be there with the Vindicators?
I don't know.
Do you think he what?
Do you think he thought he was going to be in the traps with the Vindicators?
I don't think he thought at all because he was super fucking drunk.
Yeah.
He was just like, let's put this shit together. You know?
I do love in that episode. I sense some more evil presence.
And then it's Rick.
It's a really, really good episode. Okay, so I guess the last thing we'll get to is Pickle Rick, because we can't not talk about Pickle Rick. How did you guys feel about that episode?
I really, really liked the episode. But the sub-context of it is, he just doesn't like confrontation. It's emotional. It's a conversation that he's going to have from an emotional base, which he does not like.
Yeah, because he's off to therapy with Beth and Morty and Summer, and that's why he turns himself into a pickle. And I love that Beth figures it out right away and is like, there's something hanging above you. What is that? I'll just take it so it doesn't hurt you while we're gone. And it's the serum that's supposed to turn him back to Rick. So, Dave, what do you think?
I think it is interesting. In that episode, he turns himself into a pickle. He takes down an international criminal organization single-handedly.
As a pickle.
A robotic cyborg pickle.
Yeah.
Well, a bionic.
As an alternative to going to an hour of therapy.
Well, you've seen him sit at the table and build a fucking little mini robot to get the butter that is a foot from him. So, are you surprised?
And it's worse than that, though, isn't it? It's not just to get it from a foot from him, rather than ask a member of his family.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. What is my purpose? You give me the butter. Yeah, welcome to the world. And that's, sorry, the dog's behind me. That's one of the first times you really see his nihilism and how much he's just like, fuck everything, nothing matters. And you know, that kind of translates to Morty a little bit, like, you know, that episode I told you about that I loved. But
Yeah.
Morty has a more optimistic nihilism. Like, he understands everything's purposeful. There's no purpose in anything, but he sees the beauty in life. So,
Well, if you enjoy it.
yeah. Like I said, fuck it. Let's just go watch TV.
Yeah.
Who cares? Yeah. So, I liked Pickle Rick. There's a lot of people don't. It's kind of a one-off episode, but no, it was pretty hilarious, and I love him in the helicopter, you know, and he's got the rat arms and legs, and he's all, even though he's bone and sinew, he still looks kind of buff as a pickle, and he fucking everybody up.
I like that he lied to Jaguar.
Yeah, Jaguar.
What did he? Yeah, Jaguar. What did he
Yeah.
lie to him about?
That he didn't have infinite daughters.
Oh, okay, yeah. That was kind of sad though too. Yeah. But anyway, I think we covered everything. You guys have any last words about it?
People should watch Rick and Morty. It's
Definitely.
stupid. It's fun.
Yeah.
So it is so funny, and it crosses so many fucking lines.
Dave hasn't seen the newest episode, but Dave, yes, after this, you need to just go and watch the newest episode.
Honestly, I have to say the dragon episode, like, a lot of people don't like it, but that was one of my favorite episodes.
The soul
They
bonding.
soul bond with the dragons. Yeah. I like that episode.
Let's have a soul orgy.
Especially like the cat thing. Oh my god. Like what did the cat see?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
It fucked up per
You
more.
don't want to know, but
Jerry.
you kind of want to know. That's why you won't talk. But yeah. Anyway, that's Rick and Morty. Good show. Go watch it. Thanks for coming. Why don't you guys tell us what you have coming up? I guess starting with you, Dave.
I have critical questions on Monday.
Anything else?
Tuesday?
Who's on that show? I've never seen it.
Have you not?
No.
No. You should get up for it. You come on.
For it every fucking day. MathPig?
Tomorrow I have an interview with a Christian, also a flat earther, a wee bit of conspiracies and stuff, so we'll see how that goes.
And Dave will be in the after party.
So that should be good crack. Yes, that's tomorrow, 10 o'clock UK, 5 Eastern Standard.
Okay. I have the Brazen Atheist on tomorrow with MathPig at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's about it. Thank you, MathPig and Dave, for coming.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
You guys fucking whinged about this shit all week, okay?
We couldn't wait. That would be fantastic.
We had fun and you guys remembered stuff, so it was fine. Thanks to everyone in the chat for coming, and we will catch you next time. Think critically. MathPig.